Okay. 7 red flags for singles. Hello, people. Hello, people. Good to be back. It's another week. I am truly excited about this week. And thank you for always joining me. I am super grateful. There are 14 of us. Tell your friends. Praise for always live. Tell them I'm around. Okay, I think my laptop is making a noise. Okay, so tell me where you're joining from. Okay, Jumoke as usual. Okay, those are my Texas people. Good evening, Debola. Where's everyone? Okay, so how are you guys doing? I want to believe that you've had a fantastic day at work today. For those of you in Africa, I'm sure you're about sleeping right now. Some of you are really asleep. I know you'll meet this video when you wake up, but I'm really excited to see you guys. Thank you for always joining. Okay, so today is not going to be long. It's going to be short. I'm going to be looking at did I say 7 red flags for singles? Okay, I'm going to treat 5. Right, but I might not treat 5 today. Maybe I'll just treat like 2 of them and then I'll continue tomorrow. Okay, so a lot of singles always ask me, what red flag should I watch out for in the guy I want to date or the lady I want to date? And honestly, sometimes it's very tough to tell you what to watch out for. But there are some fundamentals that you can't afford to overlook. And why we don't do this, don't do that, do this, don't do that is because as professionals, our job is to do root cause analysis and figure out what is going on and, be able to accurately know what is happening because no 2 clients are ever the same. And so we don't like to generalize people's tendency. Pastor Shimon, I can see you. What we like to do is to be bespoke and be specific. But there are fundamentals that you can't afford to overlook. And there are certain kind of partners that you can't afford to be in a relationship with, right? It's not as if they are bad, it's just that they may not be good for you, right? And that's why we always say that, when we use the words unbelievers or when we use the word someone is bad, no, it might not be in sync with you. That's the right thing, right? It might be good for someone else. For example, if a guy is a Yahoo boy or is a Yahoo plus of someone who is fraudulent, right? A fraudulent babe is a perfect match for him, right? They can achieve their mission together. No issues at all. So you cannot absolutely say someone is bad or someone is good. Even when they ask Jesus, good master, he said there is no one that is good, right? And so you cannot say that depending on where you are at, depending on the level and the spectrum and the framework and the plane you're functioning at. If you are a 2-dimensional thinker and you go and date a 4-dimensional thinker, there's going to be problem. Both of you will look like problem to each other. And it's not because either of you is a problem. It's just because you are functioning on 2 planes and you are going to have a relationship problem. It's like when a German is getting engaged or in a relationship with someone from Burkina Faso or from Mali or from Niger. All right. The first thing they're going to have is language barrier. So communication will be a problem in that relationship. So what are the 5 or 7 red flags you need to watch out for in a relationship? Number 1, if I can do number 1 and 2 today, I'll be glad. But if I can't do number 2, I just number 1. Number 1 is the group we call no networkers. No networkers, right? We call them no networkers because, so if you imagine if you have a phone, right? Okay, I was looking for my phone. I've forgotten that I'm using it for my IG live. Imagine if you have a phone and the phone has no network, right? How are you going to place a call? How are you going to stay in touch with people? How are you going to communicate? If they kidnap you, how are you going to tell people, come and save me? How are the people going to track you? Non-networkers are poor communicators. They're very poor with communication. So they will tell you, they will give you 1001 reasons, why they can call you, why they can talk to you. There's a fundamental truth about life. You will always make time out for what is a priority for you. Can you say that after me? I will always make time out for what is a priority for me. You will always make out for what is a priority for you. So the moment you are seeing someone, as a matter of fact, if the relationship is just new and the person is ghosting you, that's a red flag, because it's when the relationship is still new that there are butterflies in your tummy. You both of you will look like mumus, where you're just on the phone fooling around and you're just saying, I love you, I can't do without you, and you can do that for like 2 hours. But the relationship is fairly new, and then this guy, this lady is ghosting you. Now, sometimes they may be genuinely, busy. Maybe it's the midst of a project, or a software engineer is developing an app or something like that. Of course, there will be clear communication. But you see, even at that, Mark Zuckerberg has time for his wife. Elon Musk has got time for his baby mamas. Bill Gates has got time for the people that make sense to him, right? So how busy can no networker be that he doesn't have time for someone that you claim is important to you, right? And so no networkers, and that's not the only trait. They are very poor with communication. They can ghost you. They may not talk to you for 3 days or 4 days. And the bad part is that they are full of excuses and unwilling to change. So no matter how hard you complain, they are unwilling to change. And so imagine you've gotten married to that person, and then it's gone out for maybe a conference or something, and they never talk to you for 3 days. It's only when they show up that they show up. And there are people who are enduring that kind of marriage. There are marriages like that where it's a no network kind of thing. You are seeing someone married to someone who never communicates with you, right? Who sees you as an option and not as a priority, right? And so they are full of excuses and unwilling to change. But guess what? They love to get down low. They love to get down, right? Every time they see all they want to do is sex, right? That's a typical no-networker, right? They don't care about you. They care about their own pleasure. They care about the pleasure you're able to supply. They care about their ability to feel good. So despite not communicating with you, despite making a lot of excuses and unwilling to change, every time they see you, they want to get down. They want to have sex, right? And so you also will discover, no networkers, they don't discuss important issues. They always avoid it, right? They'll postpone it. Can we talk about this later? Okay, this later. Can we talk about this later? Can we talk about, I don't know if you've ever dated anyone like that. If you have dated a no networker, can you type hi? Right? They avoid discussing important issues. So they avoid topics like, when are we getting married? When are you coming to see my parents? When am I coming to see your parents? When am I meeting your people? Right? And so I met, one of my mentees was telling me that she broke off a 5-year-old relationship because the guy just kept ghosting her up and down. And I'm like, are you in a PhD? Right? Even if you are running the PhD program, you should be done in 5 years. Right? So some people are in a relationship where they have done first degree. They have done second degree. They are now in PhD class. The guy is not saying anything. The baby is not committed to it. They may have commitment phobia, right? Okay, what if I'm the low networker? Yes, if you are and you fit this description, please don't get in a relationship. Don't mess up people's life. You need to work on yourself, right? There's a program that you can follow to deal with it. We need to figure out why is that so. Could it be trauma? Could it be that you just like to be by yourself? Could it be that people irritate you? There are things we need to figure out. We need to do a root cause analysis with you. All right. Okay. So they avoid discussing important issues. They have what we call commitment phobia. Commitment phobia. Once it's time to make a commitment, they develop, a cold feet. And then before you know it, they're out of your radar. Now, they can dismiss your concern. No networkers, they know how to gaslight. So they will dismiss your concerns. They'll tell you it's not a big deal. They'll tell you, but I'm busy. I'm a bank manager. I'm on a project. I'm on this, I'm on that. They are perpetually on a project. So projects are number 1, number 2, number 3. People are a distant fourth. And even when you're that fourth, right, they need people when they need to use people to achieve an end. Right? And so I've talked about the poor communicator. They are full of excuses and unwilling to change. Okay, they will tell you that's it. That's the word. You're overreacting. Why are you overreacting? They can gaslight you. What they can't take, they will dish it out to you. They love to get down. They're sexually active. They love to, they are touch, that's sex. They love it, right? They want to chop you without commitment, right? They avoid discussing important issues. So issues like, what are we doing? Okay, when are we taking this to the next level? They don't like to talk about that, right? So they just keep you because you're an option, you're not a priority, dismiss your concern, and they refuse to engage in open and honest dialogue. They refuse to engage in open and honest dialogue. You want to understand that you are in a relationship. You're not in employment. You are in a relationship. Don't let the quest, because people tell you, hey, you better hold on to him or hold on to her perfectly. Husbands are expensive. Husbands are very scarce. It's not true. Husbands are available. That must be your mindset. As the thinking is out, so it is. Wives are available. The moment, it's your reticular activating system you're activating. The moment you join them to say, husbands are difficult. You will settle for what you didn't bargain for. You will settle for less. Husbands are available. If you are a valuable product, MVP, that's what you must be. Men will rush you. Women will rush you, right? Right? Everybody will rush you if you are most valuable. So when people tell me, if you believe that husbands are scarce, then you will settle for just anything. And that's usually what happens. So people will settle for no networkers because they'll tell them, a bird in hand is worth more than 1,000 in the bush. I would rather take risk and go to 1,000 in the bush than to hold on to a bird when that bird is a small bird, right? What am I doing with a small bird when I can go for the big ones, right? Or a known devil is. So there are so many belief system and adage and funny proverbs that many of us have warehoused into our life that are disempowering, right? And so if you are the no-networker, please fix yourself. Check in for therapy. Let's help you fix you, right? But if you're seeing someone like that, that's a red flag. So don't negotiate it and don't overlook it. Okay, so let me take number 2 today and I'll end there. Number 2, we call them the Lord of the Flies. Lord of the Flies. Lord of the Flies. Have you seen that? Did you read that book or watch that movie? I think it's William Golden. I can't remember. Right? They are manipulating. Right? Lord of the Flies are manipulating. They are controlling and threatening. Right? So they are those kind of people in a relationship who wants to be Lord of all, Lord of babes, or Lord of guys. Right? It's either they are Lord of all or not Lord at all. Right? I don't know if you've ever dated that kind of a person. They are self-made, right? Always seeking to make you into another image. They have an image of someone else in their mind, but they want you to fit that image. So they're perpetually telling you, this is how I want my woman to work. This is how I want my guy to show up. This is the hairstyle I want. This is the, they don't care whether you prefer it, whether you love it. You are like a trophy. In fact, Lord of the Flies oftentimes don't have capacity to love. Lord of the Flies, however, are obsessed by you. They are obsessed. They love the fact that I can capture you and be looking at you as a trophy husband and wife. Even if I don't know what to do with you, they are okay. Right? And so they are willing to spoil you, fight for you, do everything to win you, but oftentimes they have no capacity to handle you or make you happy. And so they can spend a lot. Money is not a problem, right? The only thing is everything is about them and not you. So a lot of the Flies are manipulating. You're in a manipulating relationship where the person perpetually manipulates you. It controls you and it threatens you. Or she controls you. If you're in a relationship where, I'm going to break it off now. I'm breaking it off. What are we even doing together? And then they just control and threaten, right? They're always trying to make you into another image. Perpetually complaining about all you don't do right. Why did you talk to that person? Why are you with that person? They can't stand you with opposite sex. And they can't even stand you with your support system. All they try to do is to isolate you. You don't have a single friend that they like, right? Except maybe their own circle. They want you to cut off from your support, from your support system, right? And so they have no respect for your values. And at the root of all their manifestation is insecurity and low self-esteem. Because Lord of the Flies, even though they look bullish, even though they look confident, and that is what attracts a lot of people to them. You like a confident lady, a confident guy, so you say, that's my kind of person. But it's not true. It's not as if they are confident. They just put up a front that makes them look very important, and they always like to be in control. And so they can't share power. It's either they are up and you are down. You cannot be teammates or anything, right? Someone says, Jumoke said there might be exceptions, however, there might be some people's, this might be some people's life experience, right? Okay, you are, I don't know if you are correct, but you see, you cannot, your life experience, I don't know what you're talking about, okay, so let me know, assume I know what you're talking about, right? They have no respect for your values and they are insecure. I have handled many of them, they are very obsessed. I've handled some marriages this year where the person assumed the person loved him or her, but no, it's obsession. And I had to, at some point in the session, I had to confront the person and say, you are obsessed by this person. You don't love this person. Because part of love is release. True love will allow you be yourself, and true love will seek to improve you. True love will not make you to enforce that you will become someone else's image. They have, so a lot of the fly might have Cinderella in mind. He's seen a lot of Cinderella. And you are not the shape of Cinderella, but it's going to make you go to the gym, make you exercise. In his mind, is remolding you. It's like a potter. It will mold you into that image, not because he knows what to do with you, but he just wants to be able to flaunt you that that's my babe. What you're going to become, or whether you're a babe or you're a guy in the relationship, you're going to become that lady in Coming to America, right? You know that lady, that girl that they wanted to marry her to the prince. And they say, you are totally going to lose confidence, right? And so they are insecure. Their greatness is dependent on the smallness of other people. So they are okay to say to you, if you want to marry them, you don't have to work, right? I have enough money. I'll take care of you, right? If you're a guy, don't worry. I will spoil you. Why would another individual say he wants to spoil you? What about you? Sometimes it looks like that's the dream for, okay, thank you. That's a dream for some people. That's their dream life. To say, wow, hey, God finally answered my prayer. Get me a guy who is very generous, or get me a babe who is willing to sponsor everything. Is that sponsoring control? Because what you must do for yourself, right? Listen to me. Never show up at the marital negotiation table from a position of weakness. Always show up with something to heart. You must have a value, tangible, measurable value that you want to have, right? The moment you show up as a mentee on the marital table, as a protege, as a weak person, as someone who is the recipient of a good gesture, or someone who is on the philanthropy list, right? If you are, what if one is already a victim of any of these two, and both of them have gone deep in the relationship? See, if you have gone deep in the relationship, let me tell you something. There is something many of us have not learned, right? What we have mastered is the art of saying yes. Many of you have not mastered the art of saying no. Somebody saying no, stop at 2. I really want you guys to get it, right? You must master the art of saying no. Art of saying no is choosing yourself. As a matter of fact, your no must be common. Your yes is what must be rare. So when you find yourself in the Lord of the Flies relationship, you want to have a meeting and say, I want to say something. And please, I don't want to get angry. I could be wrong, but this is how I feel. And what I feel is very valid to me because I'm the recipient of this behavior. I have a feeling that I have no say in this relationship and that you don't have respect for me. Because I see the way you treat me. Now, put yourself in my position. If I begin to demand what I want, how I want you to dress, how I want you to walk, how will that make you feel? I am losing confidence, and I don't think that is sustainable. That's a meeting you need to learn to have. Because if you go ahead with the Lord of the Fly in a relationship, they fall into the marital formation we call bossy Don. when you marry them. There's a formation. There are 6 marital formations we take. Number 1 is bossing on. It's a master-slave relationship. That's not a love relationship. Once you can't be, because a love relationship is premised on the fact that both of you are a team. You are at the same level. If someone can sleep with you, can have sex with you, you are at the same level already. That's why in the early days when we're growing up, if one old man goes to sleep with a girl, the first thing that removes is your uncle or your brother or whatever they call you. You will now bear your name because we are at the same level. All right. And so you want to have a meeting and if there's no improvement, your life is not over. Because you see, all these things about marry a rich man, marry a rich woman, why don't you become the rich person? And that's not to say that every rich person will treat you like a trash. But you need to have enough value to bring something to the table. You see, a lot of the flies cannot stand your authenticity. They can't stand when you are talking the way you love to talk, when you are dancing the way you love to talk, they are never pleased. Right? They are never pleased with how you want to live your life. They can create a career path for you. They can open a business for you. They can do anything for you. As long as you are their beck and call, they are okay. The day you decide to stand for yourself, you will see the bullish side of them. And so a lot of people, I sat with lots of people when I came to Nigeria, and I sat with them, and many people are in this kind of, they have even gone into marriage where you have nothing. Even to go to supermarket, you will need to make requisition, right? And they don't even give you the money. They have to send it, transfer it to, it's not the kind of life that God wants for you. So today, I've talked about non-networkers. I've talked about the Lord of the Flies. Tomorrow, I'll deal with number 3 and maybe number 4. I'm going to talk about 5 out of the 7, and I hope it helps you. But guys, see, you have one life to live. Right? Don't waste it. Okay, so let me read what this person is. I'm in a relationship. I don't want sex before marriage, but he thinks otherwise and say I'm making rules, but wants to break up because I don't want to lose myself. Please, with all pleasure, good riddance to bad rubbish. If someone doesn't respect your values, don't stay with them in a relationship. Right? If you say you don't want sex before marriage and the person is saying compromise your values is your identity. Your values is what stand you out. If you are the person who doesn't care, well, it's your choice. But if you care about, chastity before marriage and the person is saying I can't wait, right? I don't think you should negotiate your values simply because you want to be in a relationship. There will be, go and find your match, go and find your, your yoke, and yoke with them. Okay, so someone is saying, what's the difference between what you are describing and being submissive in a marriage? Now, submissiveness is not submissiveness is, okay, so let me put it this way. Submissiveness is meekness, right? Now, meekness is premised on strength, not on weakness. If you are weak and you are submissive, right? No, if you are let me put it this way. If you are, a weak person cannot be submissive, right? A weak person cannot be meek. If you are weak and you say you are meek, you have a big issue. You need to be strong for you to be meek. So what it means is, I know my worth. I know who I am, but I respect this person's leadership and I decide to submit to their leadership because I trust their ability to take the right decision in this relationship. That's what is happening. So what is happening is you are a pilot, but then you met maybe another pilot who you know is very good. Even though I can fly this plane, I choose to defer to you because I trust you to pilot the ship of my life. That is what submissiveness is. Submissiveness is not, I don't even know how to fly any plane. I can't drive a car, but I'm going to submit. That's abuse. That's why people get abused in a relationship. That's why we say you can't be interdependent when you are not independent. If you are dependent and you want to be interdependent, you are not going to bring 100% to the table. So it's going to be 1.5. And that half is going to suffer. Do you understand? And that's why people are abused perpetually, because they can't stand for it. I can't be in a relationship, for example, where you will slap me. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. You can't, the way I even carry myself, you can't slap me. So the way many of us carry ourselves, the way we treat ourselves, the way you think about yourself, is very easy for any guy to slap you or for any lady to talk to you anyhow, simply because you have not mastered yourself, right? So if you don't have strength and you say you are meek, you are not meek, you are weak, right? And so it means they will trample on you. And you will, that's why many people say, I'm submissive. They are not submissive, they are weak, they have no option. Submissiveness is, I can pay my own bills, I can live the life I need without you. But I've chosen to be in this relationship because I love you. That is submissiveness. If you don't have any of those things, you can't buy your own, you can't pay your house, you can't pay house rent, that's how people die in a relationship. And so all these, marry a rich man, you become very wealthy and you become very formidable. Right. I hope I've answered that question. Thank you, Pierre. Just wanted to clarify it so people don't mix it up. What did you have that you have submitted to the... thank you very much, Chumoke. So we've talked about non-networkers, and then we've talked about a lot of the flies. If you are in any of this relationship, please, you might want to check. No, don't check out first. Go and have conversations with them. You can shoot me a mail to tell me your experience, how the meeting went. And don't be accusatory, be fact-finding. Use the I as against you in having the meeting. But even to go and have the meeting, if you're already praying, God, I commit his heart into God's hand, or you are doing sign of the cross, that's a red flag. Check out. You've been captured. You are not supposed to be afraid of your lover. That's why it's love. Love is tied to romance. You are supposed to be excited that they are showing up. The moment you are afraid of a lover, you are falling out of love. You are dealing with a bully. So, if you are in a relationship with all of the flies, or you are with non-networker, you want to go have conversation. If they don't change, it might be better for you to check out that relationship and look for someone. Let me tell you, as a good lady, or as a good guy, you should be spoiled for choices. You should be spoiled for choices. People should be asking you out. I coach people all the time, and they step out and people are falling heads over heels over them. And it's not because they are perfect, but just because of how they carry themselves. It's called aura management. There's a way you can manage your aura that everywhere you step into, people want to have a conversation with you. People want to engage you. People want to date you. They just want you to be in their lives because you are a dispenser of joy. Okay, so thank you everyone, all of you that joined me today. I'll be back tomorrow, God's willing, and I'll take another 2 or maybe finish up with a 3. I'm not sure I want to take the 7. And I hope this has really been helpful. Thank you very much for waiting for me. I'm going to post this so you can share with your friends, save it, listen to it over and over again, but don't just listen, take action. I told you, not on my watch will you get into the wrong relationship, and not on my watch will you marry funny people or fall in love with funny people, and then, or you just get into some guy will just randomly come into your life and you say God sent him and you get into a relationship with the wrong person. No. All right. Or one babe. No. I believe you deserve the best and God is going to give you the best, but you must become the best. Love you, and please don't think there's anything wrong with you. You don't have to be 100% ready. Once you can see people are not up to you get married, you can get married. And don't live with that mentality that, oh, guys are not available. Babes, they are good people are everywhere. Everywhere. There. Thank you very much. I celebrate you. Have a fantastic evening. Bye-bye.